On today's episode of the Proper Property Podcast, we've got Leon Hart, who along with his brother Kyle, started off with rent to rent and now specialising in HMOs. But they're raising finance through LinkedIn. If you want to find out more, join us on this episode. Thanks for coming on, Leon.
Thank you for having me.
It's all right. Why did you do that?
Because that's what I said we were going to do in there, didn't I?
Well, all right. Well, whatever. We're in now. We're started.
Thank you for having me.
It's all right, mate.
I might be shit. You know what I mean?
How many podcasts have you done?
4, 5.
Have you? Well, you should be a pro by now. That's nearly as many as me.
Slow down to the host, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
I can
nice
chat
one.
shit for days.
Cheers for the pressure. Yeah. To be fair, like I said to you, we're pretty chill. We are who we are. We say what we say. If we get backlash from it, we get backlash from it. But it's all about being real, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
So tell us about yourself. Don't drone on too much.
No, so quick then. We'll obviously do a quick one. Obviously, it's me and my brother, Kyle. So it's after if you see, talk to the cameras. He's away at the minute. He was going to do this. So we started in 2019. It was actually his idea with rent to rent. So you do rent to rent, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's what got me into this. So rent to HMO, though, not rent to Airbnb. So we got in 2019. We scaled that. We've had a few businesses off that. Some failed, some worked. And through being in rent to HMO, seeing other people doing the developments, doing the sourcing or portfolio building, whatever you want to call it, we ventured into that. Now, I've outsourced the letting agency because we've gone from rent to doing the management. I think people do it with Airbnb as well because you can make money from that. And it's also easy to secure the deals. Securing rent to rent is so hard these days, really hard. But yeah, ventured out, started doing the portfolio building, the sourcing, learning how to do the conversions. And then from that, learned how to raise a load of money to do conversions for me. And that's where we are today. That's the short.
And I know I've seen your presentation and you say you raise a lot of your funds through LinkedIn.
LinkedIn predominantly, yeah. LinkedIn and Facebook. Facebook is okay. We've done a couple 100,000 on there, but LinkedIn is a gold mine. We've done probably about 1.3 million on it.
Nice.
Big investors. So
yeah,
it sounds like a lot, but one investor, for me, a HMO conversion is costing 350k. You can get that off one investor. So realistically, if they did fully fund it, 3-4 investors, you can do that. Because LinkedIn's full of big fish, CEOs, that kind of people where they've got money to throw about, but they also understand the game. So like I say, on Facebook, we raise less, but that's because it's more people like us. We're still grinding, but we've got money. They'll invest smaller amounts, whereas LinkedIn, they're very savvy with security.
Yeah.
So they understand the more they lend, the better their security.
Yeah.
So essentially, you give me more money, your money is safer because I can give you first charges, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for those who don't obviously understand what a first charge is, it's the security which usually will get put on if you buy a house for a mortgage. The bank's got a first charge on your house. If you don't pay, they'll take it away. We do a lot of bridging loans.
Yeah.
So if
the bridge would take the first charge.
Exactly. So if something did go wrong, because stuff can go wrong, someone who lent me 50k is going to get paid after the bridges took their money. Whereas if you lent me all the money, you're getting paid first regardless. And that's how we locked it in on LinkedIn, because it was easier to raise bigger amounts. So it's working smarter, I suppose. You know, less investors, but more investment.
Yeah. And
that's how we scaled that. There is risk with raising money because you get, I don't know if you hear a lot of this still, but when I was starting, there's a lot of all money out, all money out, all money out. It gets shouted about a little bit less nowadays, but it doesn't really happen. I've never had all money out. So if I'm raising money off you, not only have I got to pay you interest, but I've got your money left in my deal. So let's say I leave 20k in a deal, that's 20k plus interest. So I could owe you 50k. Where's that coming from? This is one thing I see people doing, raising money with no means to pay them back on the back end. Or I owe you 50k, I'll raise 50k off him to pay you back, and now you've got a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
And that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You see people getting called out for it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens, going too far, not understanding boundaries or not having a plan in place on the back end, and it just gets messy.
Yeah, not having an exit plan.
Not having an exit plan, they just see a quick win, but they're not looking at the end game of this when that... But also as well, like, you don't pay your investor back like you promised. Yeah, you can go and raise the money and try and do that, but you broke the trust. Like, that investor, 9 times out of 10 is going to go again. They're going to want to invest that money, because if they're getting 10-12% returns, but you're getting an ISA like 5-6, you can't get that anywhere else. So if you actually stick to your word and do what you say you're going to do, you've got an investor for life then. And you only need one investor to scale your portfolio if they're fully on board, because they're also going to test the water with a smaller amount first and then double down, if that makes sense.
We had an investor the other day I was talking with, and we've got a project going on, and I was saying, look, we'll put this in, and then I said, like, and this is your return that you're going to get. And then she was just like, well, when that comes in with investment, we'll just keep compounding and just keep going. And she was like, and then if we need more, I'll put some more in and we'll just keep growing it.
Yeah. How did you find that investor?
Networking.
At an event?
Yeah.
See, another really thing is, so everyone, when you start in a property, you put it as well, everyone's like, go, if you want to raise money, go to these networking events. And 5-6 years ago when I was doing that, I was going there, not begging for money, but desperate for these investors. And switch it up now, you just go there, I'm laid back, I'm relaxed, I'm willing to help anyone. The money kind of finds you.
Yeah. When you're desperate, the desperation shows.
Yeah.
And I think when you do get to a certain level where you're quite confident and you're confident that you really know it's going to work because you've done it that many times as well. And all you have to do then is tell people what you're doing. You're not hard selling. You're not having to force. You're just saying, I've got this project coming up. I need 60k. That's what we're on with at the minute. Do you know when people say, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, I've just got this project going on. I just need 60k to get it over the line. And then they're like, oh, let's have a talk. And then it just goes from there.
It's a weird one, because I have mixed feelings about networking events. Like, some of them are really, I've started to enjoy them more now. I've got that mindset. When I was going there looking for stuff, I'd never get what I was looking for. This back end of last year, I've started doing a bit of networking again. Mainly for me, it's a catch up with my friends. So, if I know you, I go to a networking event, I'm probably only going to talk to you. Just have a little catch up and talk about life more than anything and the problems we're going through. I don't really like the whole, hi, I'm Leon, what do you do? 50 times a night. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But back end of last year, I found a new accountant, I found new lenders, I found investors. I've gone looking for nothing. I've just been sat there openly talking about casual things, building the relationship, and then building the working relationship after that. But that's because I'm going there with an open mind and I'm not expecting anything. I'm happy to walk away with just good chat.
Yeah. I think as well, it's a great little, you can do your due diligence from that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to a point now where I feel like my gut instinct is pretty right. I'm pretty good at judging people. So I a room of 50 people, and I know I can spot the 5 or 6 who you can actually trust, who are genuine, who aren't just out there to do you over.
Yeah, but you'll know this as well because you're big on the social media. Like, you can build that trust before you even meet that person in real life.
Yeah.
So a lot of our stuff, I've never met the investors. Obviously, eventually we will, but the initial conversation, I've had people, and you've seen the messages on there, they'll message me because they've been watching what I'm doing. I'm showing them, I'm not doing no fancy posts where, nothing wrong with it for me at the time, so I'm just literally taking pictures of the builds, and that's social proof. So someone will go on my page, is it clear what I do? Very clear. Brilliant. They'll drop me a message, I'll bring them down to site, and I'll build that rapport with them. It's quite easy for me to raise the money once they're down to site, because if they're making the journey, say I've got an investor in London, if they're coming up to Northwest, they're coming up with intentions to invest. It's down to me to get them over the line. They're not going to waste that journey for no reason. But you can secure them through the social media posts just by gaining that trust, being consistent, showing what you're doing on a daily basis. And that's how it's worked for me. I'm sure you'll probably find that you're getting opportunities from your social media as well, because you're very active.
Yeah. I've seen yours. It's really good. And it is just showing the authenticity of what you're doing.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Because most of my investors are just like me, like dead chilled, laid back, not too serious. We can have a laugh. We swear. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there, they're like, oh no, I can't swear.
Yeah. I think people have this like avatar, what an investor looks like, and it's some guy in a suit, some old bloke who he's got a bit of money and he's going to be prim proper. They're not. They're just like us. They chat like us. They talk like us. They've got a bit of money that they want to invest. They're businessmen.
Yeah, and it's like now I've started. Obviously, the business is doing well. We've started making a bit more money. I'm still me. Like, I'm still the same guy I've always been. I've not changed, and that is when you start to realise everyone's like that. If you try and be fake, you can see straight through it.
Yeah.
Because you can only fake it for so long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like I'll play paddle with my investors. We'll go out, we'll have a laugh, we'll have a beer, and we can talk about like banter. Do you know what I mean? Like proper lads. They're all, I've not got any female investors. Maybe that's a lad's thing, but it's because I'm a proper lad and I'm very outspoken, but I'm honest as well. Like I just say it how it is, and I think they like that. But also I attract people that are very similar to me, so they're very outspoken, but they're also very honest. But we can have a laugh together. We can go and do things that aren't always work related and build that friendship, I suppose, because that's the most important thing. You want people that you can genuinely be friends with, and it's not just business.
Yeah, I think it's important to build them relationships as well for them hard conversations, because property it doesn't always go the right way. No, things do go south, and I think you've got to have that sort of like relationship where you can turn to them and you can say, look, I need a little bit more time. This didn't quite go as planned. Just need a bit of an extension, or I just need a little bit more putting in.
Yeah, because if you don't do that and you bang it on them last minute, they're not expecting it and it's going to go down differently. But so I've got a project in Crewe that we're doing. We've raised the money for it. We're converting into a HMO. It collapsed. The whole building, end of terrace, literally one of the ceiling joists collapsed. The whole property fell into the road. Like, it was bad.
Wow.
The fire brigade had to come out. We were in BBC News and everything. They've had to cordon off the whole road. It was in town centre. So obviously that's local to me. So everyone knows it's me. But I just let the investor know straight away, this is what's happening. It's going to put maybe 2-3 weeks onto the project, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to build the gable end back up. We've got to redo the bay window and obviously make sure it's structurally sound. But other than that, it didn't really cause me any stress, any issues, because I dealt with it in the right way. I could have kept that to myself and hid it, but I know they follow me on social media. I know they're always watching what I do. So if I stopped posting that house, because I didn't want them to see it, they'd know something was up. If I posted it and didn't tell them, they'd be like, Leon, you've posted this, you've not told me what's going on. Just keep them in the loop.
Yeah.
They will genuinely appreciate it.
That is them awkward conversations, and it is all about being honest, upfront and genuine, and just people do get caught up in their own mind. If I tell them now, and they start panicking. Like if I say that I've failed or I've not done it exactly how we said it were going to work out. If it were all going to work out exactly how you'd imagined at the start, I'd be putting lottery on every day.
I think you just got to be mentally strong. I think my mental strength came from when I first started the business with the rent to rent, because it was so tough. Like, we started it in 2019. October 2019 is when it actually got formed on company's house. Took on a load of houses. March 2020, COVID. So I've got all these HMOs where I'm guaranteeing people rent. I've got tenants that are losing their jobs. I've got tenants that aren't paying. I've got a government that are telling the tenants we can't evict them. I've got no cash reserves. So when this money's not coming in, I've still got a guaranteed rent to that landlord. And that was probably the most stressful thing I've ever done. And that's only maybe like $1,000, $2,000 at a time. Right now, I've got like 4 bridging loans on the go, probably about 1.4 million. Doesn't faze me. But back then, like them little issues where, you do need to find that money. As a guy, probably, how old would I have been? 2019, 2026, 21, 22. No one has $2,000 in the bank. None of my mates do now. Do you know what I mean? Back then, trying to find $2,000 is hard. When you're not in that world, you're not used to raising money. My family's council, I can't just ring someone and say, have you got $2,000? And if I did that, I've got no guarantee I could pay them back. We'd find it though, and we'd figure it out. I've never missed a payment. We still have a large majority of the rent-to-rent portfolio to this day. And that's what pays my wage. It's what pays Kyle's wage when he's always out of the country. It's what pays the letting agency, so it's self-sufficient.
Yeah, well, rent-to-rent is cash flow, isn't it?
It's cash flow. On paper, it doesn't make anything.
Yeah.
But it pays everything.
Yeah.
So once all that, then we've got the other businesses we don't have to touch. They can just grow because we rely on that for everything. But if I could have so easily quit so many times when I first started that business and took the easy way out, like many people have. But it's getting over that wall makes everything... Because when COVID died down, I'm like, wow, this is actually quite easy. Because all I've known is COVID lettings. And what a bad time to start. But mentally, it's like, now these decisions, I can deal with it. I can deal with the stress. We made a maintenance business off the back of that. Being an entrepreneur, I'm thinking, right, you'll know this, trades are expensive. No problem, like, value your time. You've got to charge what you think you're worth. But as a business owner on the other end paying for it, I want to minimise what I'm spending. if you're charging me £90 a call out, I can get someone in on a day rate for 120 a day. So that's what I did. I hired someone 120 a day, self-employed basis, to work 2 days a week on my business. Because you'll know there's always work to be done in these houses, and we're responsible for the maintenance. There's always painting that needs to be done. There's always touch-ups. There's always doors that are broken or whatever. So anyway, now I'm thinking, right, I'm paying this guy $240 a week. It's costing me £1,000 a month. I don't want to be paying that. So now I'm thinking, how can I outsource him for 3 days a week to cover his wages that I pay? So I got in with some housing agencies, social housing, like the council houses, they'll house people. And we got in with them. And essentially what we were doing is all the maintenance, but also the end of tenancy cleans. Now, getting a council house to standards, just like your patch plastering, touching up, that kind of stuff. Brilliant. But they were that busy. This guy went from working 2 days a week for me to me outsourcing for 5 days. So I'm obviously paying him, say, I don't know, £20 an hour, but I think I was charging him out for like 40 back then, which very cheap still. But I wasn't very smart with that business. I kind of fell into it accidentally. I did everything wrong, but I learned so much from it. So as we scaled it, just from that, because they were giving me so much work, within maybe 6 months, I had 3 or 4 lads, 5 days a week. So think about it, I'm like 22, 23. These guys are double my age, relying on me to like pay their mortgage, feed their family, everything. And it was essentially a form of business. We literally had 2 businesses. Kyle would run one, I'd run the other, and we were putting time into it. So like, this is making good money. We're getting double. Every pound we spend, we're getting double back, basically. Obviously, you've got fuel, you've got expenses, you've got to take into account, but it was making money. But I thought, how can we make more money? I started going out to letting agencies, more private, because I'm thinking, no, they're going to have a bigger budget, they're going to want a better job doing, so they're going to pay more money, which probably true if you've set it up the right way. But because I fell into this accidentally, I didn't have any contracts, I didn't have any of the right documentation when I was working with these agents to cover me. Very quickly, I was working with a few rogue ones and they just stopped paying. I'd take on like a full big house renovation, not to the extent I'm doing with the HMOs, but new kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, 10, 15, 20 grand jobs. Now, not only have I got to pay my lad wages, I've got to pay my trade accounts because they're going ham at me every single week, but they're not paying me. So now my rent-to-rent business is paying for the maintenance business, because as a business owner, and you'll notice, I cannot let my lads down. Like, they get paid first, I get paid last. No matter what, I'll take nothing. They need to get paid. So this business is paying for this business. So this business is losing money, but now this business is losing money because it's having to cover this business. So I nearly lost everything. I quickly got rid of that, and I probably lost about 15, 20 grand of my own money in that business. I couldn't pursue it. I didn't have contracts in place. I didn't have anything to cover me. And quite frankly, like, when I'm that young, I don't really want to be getting involved with that stuff because I know I've not set it up properly, if that makes sense. But I learned so much from doing the wrong things there. Like, yes, it's 15, 20 grand, but that's probably prevented me from losing thousands more doing the big renovations I do now, because you're only going to make that mistake once.
Yeah.
Like, if you make it twice, you've not learned from it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're allowed to make mistakes if you learn from it. And that business cost me dearly, but I grew so much from it, dealing with all the problems and that. I got rid of it eventually, completely got rid of it, went back to what was making money. Because bear in mind as well, during this time, this business isn't growing because all my attention's on this business. And I've done that a few times where, I think it's an entrepreneur thing, but
I think it's an ADHD thing.
Constantly chasing something new.
I'm exactly the same.
Like, yeah, I want to do that, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm better now, I don't do that. Kyle's bad, and I'll talk him out of it because we've been through it. When you've got so many things you're trying to grow, they're all average. Just double down on one thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done with the HMO conversion. So we got to a stage where first we got a VA on board for a letting agency. Best thing you can do. Have you got a VA?
We've got VAs for management.
Yeah, really good, really good. In the Philippines, we found them on Upwork, I believe it is.
Yeah.
We took them off Upwork and we paid them through Wise because I don't want them taking a percentage. They've been with me now maybe 3 or 4 years running that letting agency. I've got 2 people on the ground that do all my viewings and all my maintenance. She does everything from the Philippines. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's crazy how much you can do. People are like, what, dealing with maintenance, clean? I'm like, yeah. I've got these systems and the softwares in place where she calls off a UK landline because it's an app where you'll go onto it and it's like a Wi-Fi call, but my Manchester number, she books the cleaners in, she books the maintenance in, all the certs in, any issues, I do nothing. It's amazing. And then I can fully double down on these conversions. And that's why we've had so much, how you want to look at it, but for me, we've had so much success with the conversions because we doubled down on it. So it's like Kyle wanted to go and do something else this year. I'm like, no, we're not doing that until we finish this because we've made that mistake before. So last year, I think we did 15, 16 conversions, obviously raising the money alongside that to do ours. So we bought 5 houses last year. That was the first year I started buying, and it's crazy because obviously you work for all these years. I don't know whether you feel like this, but I still feel behind. Even though I'm so young, because I started young, I look at other people who've been in the game as long as me and I'm like, how are they doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why haven't I figured that out yet? It's like these conversions, I'm like, until you've done one, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't understand how they're doing this. Like, what don't I know that they know? Like, what's the secret sauce? And then you get around the right people, obviously put more money into education, and you realise how simple it is. And you're like, I put that off for so long.
Yeah.
Because
Worried.
The unknown.
Yeah.
You kind of like self-doubt.
Yeah.
Whatever, fuck it up. I don't know what I'm doing. It looks crazy. You're going back to brick, dropping the floors. And now it's like bread and butter stuff because you've done it. Once you've done it once, it's just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And that's what we're focusing on this year. Obviously, you've got Article 4 coming in. It's shutting down a lot of the permitted development rights for these HMOs. So it's about diversifying. Now, I see a lot of people going ham with HMOs. You only need so many. We've got 4. That's more than enough for me because I understand the leverage and I understand we are over leverage. But I also understand I came from nothing. Like, I'm not scared of losing everything because I know I could build it back. And you've got to take the risk if you want to get the reward. It doesn't faze me in the slightest. There's a lot of talk, and you'll see it on HMOs. There's a lot of mixed opinions. A lot of people. It's a good talking point, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, again, HMOs isn't something I've ever even really thought about. I've never thought it was something that I'd want to do. I don't know, but I do think about it sometimes with the SA stuff that we do, the serviced accommodation or Airbnb, whatever. That is probably harder than HMO, but because I don't know about HMO, I've just never done it.
I've done Airbnb as well. I've done Rent to SA. I only had one. It's just a lot because
That's what I mean.
It's speed with that kind of stuff. Like, you get a problem with HMO, if it's not urgent, doesn't matter. SA, everything's urgent.
Yeah, especially if it's a short stay.
Yeah.
If it's literally 3 days, like we literally we've got a block of apartments just down the road, and we had a leak at weekend, but they were staying for a stag do, so they were literally in for 2 nights.
Yeah.
Like literally Saturday night, I had to go down myself, get plumber down, and sort this leak out, and I think. Like people say hands off, like it's a hands off investment.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that hands off that tricks people into property. But to be honest, if you're looking to be hands off, you're never going to build anything anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to put the work in. Like, no business is hands off. You can get it to a stage where you've got a lot of free time, but you're still going to have to put time into it.
Yeah.
And Airbnb's relentless. Like, I know loads of people like yourself doing really well out of it. But for me, I prefer HMOs. But I think that's because I'm quite I like being around people. I like speaking to people, dealing with people. So me, I'm very much front of house. My background was sales. I can talk all day. I don't mind dealing with the tenants. Kyle's the complete opposite to me.
Yeah.
So like Kyle's very relaxed. He's very chilled out. His systems, his softwares, doesn't want to speak to people on the phone, understands his strengths and weaknesses. I can't sit still. You can't get me doing systems and softwares. I'll be bored out of my head. It's not for me. And I think that's why we work so well together, because we're complete opposites.
Yeah, me and Luke are exactly the same.
We're
completely opposite.
Yeah.
But you've got to be, otherwise why not just do it on your own?
Tell you now, if you were doing this podcast with Kyle, he'd be late. He wouldn't care.
I thought he was on his way.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's so laid back. But me, I'm like, I want to be the first person in the room. He wants to be the last. Completely different end of the spectrum. So like, we'll get there roughly maybe 5-10 minutes late because I'm forcing him. Like, I'll be outside his house every morning, like, come on, let's go. And he'll just be walking like, come on, mate, where's the urgency? He hasn't got any, but it's good because he's so relaxed. So like,
and he reins you back in sometimes when you are running at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying with Luke, I'll run at 100 mile an hour. I'll come up with all these great ideas and he'll pull me back. And flip side again, sometimes Luke will come up with something and then I'll be like, nah, calm down a little bit.
You need that. So like, for me and him, he's very calm. I'm a bit of a stress head, but I do it to myself because I'm 100 miles an hour. So like when we started the business and you've got these cash issues, I'm ringing Kyle like 7 a.m. because I haven't even got zero or anything like that. It's all on paper. I'm writing down the rents. I'm like, we're short. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm like, yeah, how? Like, what are we doing? Do you know what I mean? And then even with houses, I'll look at it and I'm like, let's buy that. He's like, just relax. I'm like, no, we need to go now. And he's just dead slow and like calm. So it's like weird if it was just me on my own running this business, I'd go bankrupt so quickly. But on the other end of that, if it was just Kyle, we'd never buy anything.
Yeah.
Because he wants to look at it.
So you find that happy medium?
Yeah, because they want to look at the numbers, then look at them again. Then just double check. I'm like, quick glance, right, let's go, that works. The rest of it, let's just do it. Commit to it and figure it out. Like Kyle likes to have the full plan set in stone before he commits to it. So you find that happy median. So like I'll buy houses and I won't even tell him. He'll find out because I'll put it in a group. Like, yes, guys, just bought another house. Everyone's like, yeah, well done. Kyle's like, what do you mean? He's in that group as well. You know what I mean? But it's good because if we were the same, we wouldn't complement each other. So it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So I find this, and obviously we're brothers as well. I think I look at other people and I realise how lucky I am to be in a situation where I'm building it with my brother. I see so many business partners falling out because they can't bond. But we've grew up together, like we're never going to break that bond. We'll fall out, we'll argue, we'll disagree, but we'll be fine 5 minutes after. It's a weird one where I look at other people building this on their own and I'm like, I respect it. Having to get up every day, because this is another thing, you keep each other accountable, you and your business partners. You keep each other on it, you keep each other accountable. If you're not pulling your weight, you're going to know about it because it's going to get flagged up when you chat or when you have a meeting or when you talk to Luke in there. Same with us every Friday. If you've not done that, Kyle, or I've not done that, we're going to get pulled up on it. And you don't want to get pulled up on it. It's embarrassing. You're going to be like, why have you not done that? You better have a good fucking reason because we're both trying to build this together. And if you're not pulling your weight, traveling Thailand for 7 weeks, then there's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? So, no, it's good. It is good. And I do understand how lucky we are because I could not do this on my own.
No, I couldn't. And I said that a lot. A lot of people say about me and Luke. And I'm like, literally, I won't do it. I won't even do it.
No.
Like, when we started business I was telling Luke about it. He was like, oh, yeah, I've heard about doing it, but I ain't got time. I can't do it on my own. And I don't want to. And I was like, well, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do it on my own, but I think together we can find time and we can do it together.
So did you know each other before you started business?
No.
So how did this relationship grow?
Literally. So he had management, so he would do management.
Yeah.
And I think he found me on Facebook or something to take pictures of one of his Airbnbs.
You were doing your photography?
So I was doing photography.
For yourself?
Yeah.
So you're self-employed? Yeah.
So I took photos of it were a flat in Sheffield City Centre. And then we got chatting and then he rung me again. He's like, I've got another one. Can you come and do this one? And we got chatting again and then realised we lived about 100 yards from each other.
Oh, really?
We didn't even know.
Yeah.
And we just got chatting. I started doing talks at Progressive property. So we're travelling around doing talks there. But when I was doing talks, I was like listening as well. I was listening to what other people were doing. And not to be rude, but a lot of these people that were making money, like they were a bit thick. And I was like, oh, like if they can do it, why can't I? Like I must be the thick one.
Yeah.
Because these people these don't seem like they've got much about them, but they're making money. And I said to him one day, I just said, oh, this rent-to-rent stuff, like I know we ain't got much money. We're both busy with as businesses, but I reckon together we could put a little bit of money in and we could start it. Yeah. We literally put like $5,000 each in and started.
Rent-to-rent gets a lot of hate and I don't know why. Because it got me where I am. I wouldn't be where, like, listen, I should have got away from it sooner because the rent to HMO market's really hard at the minute. Obviously, you'll know interest rates are sky high, so the rent-to-rent model is about agreeing a contract with a landlord and putting money into that house to get a lower rent. So, right, I'll give you £1,000 a month, I'll spend this much on it. That's kind of how I go in with a proposal to ask for a lower rent. I'm going to add value to your house. Interest rates have gone up now from 6-7 years. It's hard to make them work.
We're paying market rent on
Yeah.
property.
Yeah. But I think you can make more. So you've got more scope for Airbnb. Like, certain factors will affect your nighty rate. Like, let's say there's an event going on, you can bump it.
Yeah.
HMOs are a cap. Someone's only going to pay $650 for a standard room. The rent-to-rent kind of houses, they're shit student houses. They are in a crap state. You know, we'd go in and we'd paint them ourselves. Like, don't know if you've ever done your own gaffs or if you were lucky.
We did at the start, and obviously as it grew.
Yeah, so as you have to, you've got to put the work in. So like, I'd work my 9 to 5 on a Monday to Friday. Friday night, me and Kyle would drive to Manchester. It's about an hour drive. We'd stay in the HMO. We'd paint till midnight, wake up, go again, sleep, wake up in there, go again, and then drive home ready for 9 to 5. I thought it was sick. I thought it was the best time of my life because you're building.
Yeah,
I mean, you're in the actual process where you're building, you're aiming towards something, and you're trying to get out of your job. I don't understand why it gets so much hate because if you do it correctly, you will be successful out of it. It's nothing to do with the strategy. It's down to the person. Like, how can so many people be good at it, but so many people be bad at it?
Yes,
it's a mindset thing.
And I think it's a great first gear. I say it a lot. I think it's a great first gear into property investment.
It gets a lot of critique from people with money, but they've never been in our position where they've had no money to start with. Like, we've figured we've got to do something. We're trying. Like, why are you hating on people that are trying?
Yeah. People, when I've had people before said to me like, oh, I've got like 100 grand in bank, and I'm like, fucking lucky you. Where shall we start? And I'm well, don't start with fucking rent to rent.
No,
not if you've got 100 grand. Crack on.
100%.
I'm like, we started with rent to rent because we didn't have 100 grand in bank. That was our way of getting 100 grand in bank.
It baffles me, mate, because like it made me the man I am today. Give me the life lessons, the mindset. It taught me business. Because you're running a business. So this is one thing I see in property. People don't treat it as a business. They just look and buy houses. But because we've actually run the business for so long, I run that as a business, profit and loss, forecast, all that kind of stuff. Where's your money? When's it coming out? How much money am I going to have in 6 months? Because this is all things I need to know to pay my investors back. I think it's one of the best strategies ever. What I do say to people now, because I know more, is the best thing you can do is learn how to raise finance. Because if you can learn to raise the finance, one thing we never had, access to capital, you can do whatever you want. You've just got to get someone on board. Now, most people will have a family or friend with a little bit of money that will trust them. Majority won't as well, I get it. But get out there and meet people. You know?
I've got friends with money who won't in a million years give it me to invest. But I've met strangers who would happily give me hundreds of thousands to invest.
And that's because
they
believe in you. I think it's weird because your mates see you as you, the guy that they grew up with, or the guy that, not this business guy.
Yeah.
So like I do all these talks, and like you will do these podcasts and that. They don't look at me like that still because I'm the guy. I've known them for like my whole life. Just that little knobhead. But like everyone else.
Well, that's funny. My friends think that about me.
But that's what we are, aren't we? We're just lads, and you do things growing up. We're out on the streets drinking the Frosty Jacks and that. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we did growing up. Swigging the cider, just having a laugh, and that's how they see me. But like now, they're still doing the same thing, whereas and all it is we're putting our time into improving. How many people do you know that have left school and done nothing to improve their, knowledge?
Yeah.
Like so many. And that's why they're stagnant. That's why they don't progress. Constantly saying, I want a new job, but they do nothing about it. Whereas we've actually took the action. You started the rent-to-rent business. I've started the rent-to-rent business. And if I didn't start the rent business, I wouldn't be sat here with you. You wouldn't be sat here with me. We'd still be doing other things. So a lot of hate for no reason, but a lot of people talk online for no reason. And I try and block it out.
But some people are content though. And I'll be honest, I get quite jealous that people can be content with that life. Like they've got a car, they've got a mortgage, they go on one holiday every year and they're happy. And I'm like, fucking hell, I wish I could be happy with that.
That's normal, isn't it? That's in our world. And you forget how small this property world is. You think everyone's doing what we're doing or not. When I was in 9 to 5, that's normal. No one even knows about property or anything like that. No one even knows what HMO is.
Oh, I know.
Back at my old job.
Yeah.
It is literally, can I go on a holiday? Can I go on my lunch break? And that's normal. Like, that is classed as normal. And I've not worked 9 to 5 for probably 3 or 4 years now. I could never go back to that.
I come.
Just
Having
waking
to
up.
ask someone to go for a piss.
Yeah, mate, I'm a man. Why am I putting my hand up and asking you if I can go? I'm not in school.
I know. I remember if I once worked in a call centre and you literally had 3 minutes. As soon as you pressed, after a call, if you pressed the button, a 3-minute timer started for you to go to the toilet. And then if you came back after 3 minutes, your phone would automatically log back in and calls were coming into you.
It's a joke, mate. So I worked. So Bentley, the main manufacturer for Bentley is in Crewe, where I'm from. So I worked at Bentley for a little bit when I went there to cut my hours because they had like half a day finish on a Friday. For me, that was sick. It's like 12 o'clock on a Friday. I've got the full day there. Do you know what I mean? But it's a line. So the line's constantly moving. You go to the toilet for 5 minutes or whatever, you come back, you are swamped with work. It doesn't stop for you. Like the line is continually it's moving. So you need to go to the toilet, you come back, your day's fucked.
So you literally got off the conveyor.
Yeah. So I was doing, they're called elephant ears. I'd have to, because everything, all the levers hand stretched in Bentley. You'd get the heat going, you'd get the tools and you'd stretch it. You'd do the little tucks and that. Oh, it was the worst job ever. So hot. Heat guns everywhere, like massive. That was our part of the line. So it would get brought to me on this table. I'd put it, blah, 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 put it on the next line, then someone would install it to the door. But if I go to the toilet, these keep coming. They don't stop. And the line keeps moving. It doesn't wait for you. And people have been doing that for like 20, 30 years. Like that's their life, just stood there all day. Nightmare, mate. Absolute nightmare. But it's good money and it keeps people trapped.
Yeah.
They see the
but
paycheck.
they might be happy. They might be happy with their life. They've got money coming in. They get to see the kids and that's their life.
For me, it's just about freedom. Like I will happily earn less money. If you said to me, Leon, I'll give you $300 a month, you'll never have to work again, that's guaranteed. I'd take it.
Oh, 100%.
I'd take it. Nothing can take that money away from you no matter what. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Really happy. I'd rather make less money and have time. Spend with your family, spend with the kids, go out and do things because we build this life for freedom. And I think sometimes we forget about that because we feel bad taking time off. We feel bad having breaks. It's bank holiday next week. That means nothing to me. Like, it's just a normal day. I've got shit to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No one's doing the work for me. It's like if I go on holiday, you go on holiday, you're going to come back, you've got work to do. So we need to work on holiday.
Yeah.
Not constantly.
It's not that. It's just, I have this with my wife. Like, I take laptop every time. And all it is I just wake up an hour earlier every morning. I get my shit done.
Yeah.
And then at least that
you need to.
That 10 hours I've done over a week is 10 hours less when I get back.
Yeah, you need to do it. And that's just the life of a business owner. Not everyone understands it. It's 24/7. But I wouldn't swap it for anything. Just, it's freedom for me. And I think I do, and you probably do, we forget that. We're building for freedom. I'm always looking for the next thing, but I need to think like, I don't want to be doing this forever. I want to be building it to a point where I do have the freedom to just sit there and enjoy my life. We've got one life. I don't want to be a slave to myself where I forgot what I was actually doing this for and I've become so bogged down in my business, I might as well just go and work for someone else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like I say, you do really well raising finance on LinkedIn. So if you got one piece of advice that you could give to people, what would be the most crucial piece of advice about reaching investors on LinkedIn? What would you say to people to do? Just
ask the question. Now, so with LinkedIn, there's a little strategy. Now, one piece of advice would just be ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. But there's a little bit more into it. So it's about having your profile set up as well. Like, they all relate together. So it's brilliant me asking you the question, but if you click on my profile and it's not clear what I do, you're not going to invest with me. So you can use like an I help statement. So if you clicked on my profile, it'll say, I help investors generate X amount of returns through property. Now that could be through my end-to-end portfolio building, but it could be through raising finance and giving them returns. It could be either of them. That's the first thing they see when they click on my profile. So straight away, they know what I do. And then they're going to see my posts. They're going to see that I'm credible. They're going to see that I'm on it consistently. Now, what I will say is some people might not be in a position where they've got projects to show. That's completely fine. You still need to be posting. If you're on viewings, post it, you're on viewings. If you're working, post it, you're working. Don't be scared, don't be shy. Post as much as you can, because if someone sees you're putting the graft in, you can spot potential. You can spot someone who's going to make it. You see a lot of people, they appear, they're gone again within a few weeks. If you can be consistent, They're going to back you as a person. So and you're honest, you say, listen, I'm grinding my ass off. I'm on it every day. You can see that. Okay, I'll back you. I think you've got it in you. They might even want to mentor you and help you because they buy into your work effort. How many times an investor said to me, I see myself in you. And that's why they want to help me, because I'm trying my hardest to make this happen. I'll move mountains if I have to. That's all they want to do. They want to work with someone they can trust. It's more about the person than the project.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So have your profile like that and have stuff on there to show what you're doing. And then you can start reaching out to people. And just be straight to the point when you're reaching out to them. I think it's insulting when, and I've done this, and this is how I know, because on LinkedIn, you can connect with whoever you want in the world, yeah? If I want to connect with CEOs in Singapore, I can. If I want to connect with CEOs or dentists or doctors or nurses, doesn't matter what country they're in, what part of the UK they're in, I can connect with them. I can search them, I can connect with them. Now, if I've matched with a doctor, it's Tinder match, I've connected with a doctor and I message them, just trying to be blunt and make conversation, they can see straight through it.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh.
I get it all the time. I see these messages like, looked at your profile, everything looks amazing, would love to connect, and it's all generic.
Just
it's always the same shit.
Yeah, because you're busy. I'm busy. I can't be arsed with the fake chit chat.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to think, like, these guys are out there running businesses. They're probably way busier than me. Do they think they want to have a little back and forth until I get to the point? Just get to the point. Tell them why you've messaged them, why you've connected with them, what you're looking for, a little bit about you and what you can offer them. That's it. Yeah. I used to go in and try and play it discreet, like nothing to sell, just looking to connect with people in business, blah, blah, blah. A load of bollocks. They can see straight through it. You think they want to sit down and have a conversation with me. They don't. But when I started being direct and saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I can give you, I started getting responses. They appreciated it. And I've raised a lot of money off that one message. And I can share that. I don't know if the video, we can put it on the screen or nothing. I don't mind sharing that.
Yeah. So, that does lead on to next. So if you want to say into that camera, our people can reach your profile and what links we will be putting in. Yeah.
So Instagram, Leon Hart Property. Obviously, you've got my brother Kyle Hart Property. Like I say, though, he's quite quiet. He don't post as much as me, the front man. And then LinkedIn, Facebook, it's all Leon Hart. And if you want me, drop me a message. I'm happy to help where I can. I'm a big believer in you get what you give, so I'm always open to helping people.
Awesome.